New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is JLS from Nick of Time Show here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And the Knicks beat the Pacers 104-94, so you know what time it is. It's time for the gunshots. All right, Julius Randle returns from health and safety protocol and drops a cool 30 points on your head. RJ Barrett also takes his momentum from his last few games and gives you 32 points. The Knicks survive an onslaught from the Pacers reserve. Skiles, who was looking like Michael Jordan out there, it gave you 20 plus points along with Washington, but the Knicks defense buckled down along with some good rebounding and some free throws all helped the Knicks put away these lowly Pacers, and finally seems like hopefully we're getting some continuity back with these Knicks with everybody out of health and safety protocol. No Kemba Walker, even though no Kemba Walker today. No Kemba Walker today. No Sims today. No Nerlens Noel today. But the Knicks pull out the victory decisively, 104-94. And we're here to talk about it with my man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. I'm glad for a Knicks win. These last couple of games have been rough to watch. I'm just glad the Knicks won tonight, man.
Yeah, man. And I'm glad to be back too. I'm back from health and safety protocol because your man was sick. Your man was sick yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up this morning. I was like, man, I don't know if there's gonna be a show this morning. I know there's gonna be a show today. By the afternoon, I was feeling a lot better. And we back here, man, talking Knicks basketball. These Knicks versus the Pacers, man. And we're here to talk about it. First, we're going to talk about Julius Randle, man. Julius Randle return to glory. Julius Randle returns to this lineup, and I know for a lot of Knicks fans, it wasn't necessarily good news to them, right? But what we saw today was vintage Julius Randle, who gave you the mid-range game. He gave you attacking the basket. And it also seemed like he was more engaged this game today. And despite a few mishaps in the first 5 minutes of the game, it seemed like Julius Randle got it together. What did you see from Randle today? And do you think he'll be able to keep this up, Ryan?
Well, I don't know if you remember what I said when Randle was sticking up the joint. I did say that maybe Randle needs to sit for a couple of games and see if he can get his head right, and then come back and see if he can play better. And it's unfortunate that had to come through health and safety protocols, and him catching COVID and things of that nature. But I feel like just giving him that time off to where he can sit down and hopefully, I'm hoping that whatever was troubling him before he went into health and safety protocols, he was able to overcome that. And it seems like whatever was troubling him before, it seemed like a whole new player tonight. It looked like the Julius Randle last season, the way he played. And tonight he was just first, I like the way he mixed up his game.
Yeah.
He didn't force the game. He was letting the game come to him. Yeah, first 5 minutes he had 2 turnovers. I'm going to try to attribute that to Russ. But
was that Russ? He's been rusty all season.
but as the game went on, he mixed it up. He took advantage of whenever he had somebody smaller than him. He took advantage and got into the paint, went to the basket, scored easy baskets, took threes when they were available to him. He played basically inside and outside, which is what I like about Julius Randle. And then he was also making quick, decisive decisions. He wasn't holding the ball like he normally does, earlier on in the season. He actually was making decisive moves, and I think that was the difference. And the fact that, he grabbed 16 boards too, and just killed the Pacers on the boards. I mean, I'm hoping that this is a turning point for Julius Randle because I like Julius Randle because last year he was the reason why the Knicks even made the playoffs and went as far as they did. And if that Julius Randle can come back, then this Knicks team is gonna, come back and they're gonna, start picking up games and start picking up wins.
Yeah, like, listen, man, as much as he's not the most popular guy on the team right now, for Knicks Nation, we actually need a dude. Like, we need him to play.
Yeah.
We need him to play at a certain level for us to even have a chance. We're looking at a schedule right now that's probably one of the softer schedules in the NBA at this point, at least for these next 10 games or so. I think we're 18-20 right now. The next, I think, 10 games or so, we're playing teams who are under 500. So we have to look at these guys like food. And to truth be told, we're under 500 too. So those same teams are looking at us like food, right? So like, but we have to really dominate and take over and take advantage of the schedule, especially considering the fact that, our guys are all out of safety protocol right now. So it should be clean sailing from here on out. But one of the things I liked about Randle's game today was, one, like you said, the rebounding, right? What you saw against the Raptors and what you saw against the Thunder, his scoring side, his turnovers aside, is we weren't able to finish defensive stands when we couldn't get the defensive rebound. And Julius Randle is the best rebounder on the teams. And you kind of saw how we missed that when we would make a good defensive stand against the Raptors and be out of position for rebounds, and usually that's a Randle thing and even a Mitch thing. So welcome back Mitch Robinson as well. But what I want to say about today's game that I really liked was the awareness, because Badman Barrett came to play today. All right. The Badman Barrett came to play, and he was aggressive, he was assertive, and he attacked at will. Went to the rim, attacked the big men, attacked Miles Turner, attacked shot blockers. He's attacked to the point when Badman Barrett had 19 points in the first quarter alone, plus no shots for Badman Barrett. And what I liked about Randle today was he allowed himself to ease into the game, and it allowed me to kind of reminisce last season. There was a point last season, Ryan, where Barrett and Randle actually started to develop some type of 1-2 cohesion type of game, and they were looking for each other. Today, it looked like we was back to last season where both of those guys were looking for each other, and therefore you see the Badman stats. Oh, these are the old stats. I'm sorry. The Badman stats where he gives you 32 points on the night. So shout out to my man Badman Barrett. Definitely need that for him today.
Yes, sir. And Badman Barrett, the thing I love most about his game tonight is because often when you hear people talk about RJ Barrett, they keep on saying how, he always goes left. When he's going to develop a right? But on the majority of his drives, my guy was going left. He couldn't be stopped.
Could not be stopped.
They couldn't stop him.
On a Ginobili. Stop
Exactly.
him. You know he's going left. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Exactly. Still went left. Still bullied in the paint and still finished the rim, and I like that about RJ Barrett. When he drives to the rim, he uses his strength to get to the rim because my guy is Diesel. He's built. He should be using his strength to get to the rim and get easy baskets and not settle for the three all the time. So that's the one thing I did like about RJ Barrett's game today, and I'm just hoping that this Barrett-Randle combination that we saw tonight, I'm praying that this can be a catalyst to other games down the line where these two are going to show up, because if we get good games out of Barrett and Randle consistently, the Knicks are going to start winning again. So I'm just hoping that, these 62 combined points that we saw from Barrett and Randle tonight, I'm hoping it continues. I'm hoping.
Yeah, the shot distribution today was like the story. Like, first of all, this is the first time both of these guys have had 30-plus points together. It's usually my turn, your turn. So that's a point. But also the shot distribution you already see right here. 60% from the field from Badman, 12 for 20. Also, if you're looking at Randle, same thing, 12 for 20, 60% from the field. They both got their touches. And for our future, for the future of Bodman and the Knicks, you would like to see RJ kind of develop his game. And one of the things that you really want to see develop that he's trying to show today was his ability to finish at the rim. At the beginning of the season, he started off among the leaders in finishing at the rim. Then those numbers have to fall off the cliff. I've heard who was it, Wally? I heard somebody say that the last 4 games he's been finishing at the rim at a 70% clip, and that's something to behold because you can see it right now with all the criticism about how Barrett doesn't have the athleticism and Barrett doesn't have the certain skills to get to the rim. He's still getting to the rim at a very high clip, and if he can start to finish that at that high percentage, then look out. And not only that, it was also complemented by the fact that he was able to hit jump shots and threes. But it started inside out. He got going inside, got comfortable, got to see the ball go in the basket, then starts to hit the threes. Then in that fourth quarter, he went to that little mid range, and all of a sudden, all right, he's at 3 levels right now. So that's the thing you might need to see from Bodman. Have him go to the rim, keep finishing at that high clip, get these touches, and maybe we can finally start to see the bad man, the Bodman that we envisioned him to be when we first drafted him to these New York Knicks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Bodman Barrett.
Exactly. Fournier is the worst. Oh, Fournier was definitely the worst.
We'll talk about Fournier. Trust me, we'll talk about Fournier.
We get into that, man. We get into that, man. We get into that, man. But we got a couple of other things we want to talk about. But also, if you want to talk, if you want to call into the show, you already know to do. Hit the 319-527-6241 and help us celebrate this Knicks victory. Knicks versus these Pacers, man. Knicks beat the Pacers 104-94. Yeah, man. I like the shot distribution is something I really it's really good to see. It's really good to see. But what I also want to talk about, Ryan, is the lineup changes because we all predicted. We're kind of trying to figure out how the season was going to go. Kemba Walker, he starts to spark. He starts to say, okay, we need to power the offense through Kemba Walker. Tom Thibodeau kind of played Kemba a lot. Kemba has sore knees now, right? Now there's news that just came out about Kemba Walker that they did a test on his knees and they found out that he has knee soreness. There's nothing more, nothing less, and he is day-to-day right now. But that kind of tells you a few things, right? Like, despite how good or how bad you think the offense will run through Kemba Walker, there needs to be a minutes restriction on Kemba, point blank, period. Right? We can't really think to rely on Kemba for the rest of the season consistently for 30-plus minutes. We might have to consider playing him 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes a game, even if he's playing well. Which brings me to this. If we start to see success with Kemba as a point guard, and now all of a sudden we starting to see Alec Burks at the point guard because it seems like McBride is now falling out of grace with the coach, how do you see this offense moving forward, and where do you feel like we should go now? Who gets the keys, Ryan?
Well, ultimately, from what I've seen from my point guards, my keys are still going to Derrick Rose. I'm waiting for Derrick Rose to get healthy again and come back and hopefully give him the keys to the point guard because, yeah, Burks is a decent point guard, but I'm not too sold on him as being like the point guard that's going to get us through the season. Like I still want Burks. I rather Burks playing off the bench on the wings. Yeah. That's why I prefer seeing Burks. I don't really see Burks as a point guard per se, but at the moment it's like, okay, McBride hasn't shown well the last couple of opportunities that he has, so it's understandable that Thibs is kind of cold on him at the moment and pushing him back on the bench. IQ, it seems like Thibs is more comfortable with IQ coming off the bench. It doesn't seem like Thibs want to give IQ the opportunity to start at point guard, which I don't know why, but Thibs has his reasoning, of course, and so at the moment, I'm hoping for Derrick Rose to come back, and I'm praying that when Derrick Rose comes back, he's healthy,
right,
and give him the key. Because if Kemba can't really go because of the knee soreness, and you can't really depend on him to play high minutes a game, then it has to be in Derrick Rose's hands, and then then have IQ and all the other guys play secondary roles at point guard.
Yeah, that might be it. It might, but man, until Derrick Rose comes back, we're gonna have to survive somehow. And Alec Burks, I don't know what it is about Alec Burks. He seems to play better off the bench. You already saw McBride starts the last game. Burks comes in. He seems like he's steady that first unit, and you're like, okay, wow. I guess Burks seems really good. He seems like he knows what he's doing. He comes in today. He plays okay, but it seems like as soon as he starts to play with the first unit, like he doesn't play as well. Like he bricked.
Yeah.
He was like 0 for 4 from 3 or something like that. 0 for 5 from 3. He got a couple of nice post ups on Sykes. But it just seems like he's better for that role. But I'll say this. I mean, it might be time for, I don't know. These 4 games might be the games that we need to give RJ that running start to maybe have the offense flow through him a lot more than we have been. Especially considering the point guard problems we're having. So I mean, even though we might have a traditional point, have a traditional point guard, and Alec Burks is technically bringing up the ball, maybe we do go with more of a. Maybe we do give Barrett the keys. I know people have been talking about give Barrett the keys for mad long, but this might be the time to really give Barrett the keys and have the offense run through him a lot more. This upcoming season.
Yeah, because like you said, at point guard, the Knicks don't really have much to work with right now, and if Barrett, because what I see from Barrett is that when Barrett does get to the basket on a consistent basis, he does suck the defense in, and there were a couple plays that he made today where he was able to pass the ball. I think one was to Julius Randle,
right, when
he drove into the paint, and then the guy that was guarding Julius collapsed into the paint, and he was able to feed Julius Randle for the easy dunk. And I think it was another play too where he drove into the paint and he was able to kick it out for 3. So the thing is, Barrett has the playmaking ability in him, but I think it's dependent on him getting into the paint and showing that he has the ability to finish at the paint. So I feel like if Barrett can continue on the route he's going right now, I'd say give it a shot and see if Barrett can be consistent and see if he can actually draw in the defense when he drives into the paint, and see if he can also, feed his other teammates for easy baskets.
Yeah, I agree. Because at this point, I don't know if IQ is really gonna get that start. I mean, IQ's on the night. Let's see, IQ on the night. How many minutes is IQ? 22 minutes on the night for IQ. I think Baby Tom liked Burks on the taller. He liked him on Skiles, I guess. But 22 minutes on the night on IQ. I feel like IQ's minutes really came a lot more in that second half than the first. 3 for 10. It was kind of an up and down game for IQ. But he's a guy who I feel like if we do start him, the pace is going to pick up a lot faster. The penetration will be there. It might be able to create a lot more open shots. But I'm starting to see that IQ might have problems guarding first-tier point guards, maybe. That might be a concern, but, I mean, these are kind of the problems that the coach has to deal with right now. But
yeah,
all in all, I know it's going to be an interesting problem to look at going forward, for real.
Yeah, most definitely. But it seems like at the moment, Burks is going to be the guy that Thibs trusts at point guard until probably Rose comes back, or when Kemba's knees feel like they're good to go. Yeah,
man. He likes that size at point guard. And McBride, man, I like McBride. McBride still has a chance. And listen, that doesn't mean you give up on McBride and McBride is a bum or any of that. It just means, you can still be high on McBride. You can still, get a chance. But maybe he just needs to work his way back to the rotation and regain his trust, man. But, man, it's going to be interesting to see what Roy's point of view for McBride falling out.
Yeah.
See what he says, because I know he was Team McBride hard. And not to say I'm not Team McBride, but, He had the flag. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right. Salute to the chat. I saw a comment says, Jay Ellis, did you hear that Clyde shouted out Nick of Time, said Nick of Time in the top? Yes, I did. I did hear it. Listen, I'm telling people, if you can get me an audio of Clyde saying Nick of Time in a nice clean audio and give it to me, I'll give you a KOT snapback. KOT snapback. Straight up, I've been looking to have that in the intro for a long time. So if you get that for me, I'll give you the KOT snapback. Just let me know, all right? All right, but shout out to the chat. Shout out to Rich Jim, Fritz Alessandro, Picks for Timmy, Stanley Mann, Kerry Cox, Vibe Shop. And Don Hines, everybody else was rocking with the KOT show. And also shout out to still Knicks fans as well. All right, first caller up, my man JT. Let him know we want to talk about JT. Yeah. Got that dub.
All right, gotta come with energy. This was a great win. Great win. From the last time I called, they did exactly what I asked, where they let the game come to them. They didn't force it. And I got to give a lot of props to Randle, because he was hearing a lot of chirping in the arena tonight. He was getting no love. Man was going off. He barely was getting an ovation.
Nope.
I felt that it was so disrespectful when he was shooting free throws. It was still canning RJ. Like, dang, come on, man. He's
I thought that too.
He's hooping right now. Show some love, man. So, but the reason why I'm saying shout out to him is because when he had those 2 turnovers back to back, the way Randle's been playing all season, you could easily tell he would have got in his head and and started playing even worse, forcing stuff up, trying to prove something. Hopefully he can really just learn from today's game. I know people gonna say, "Oh, don't jump out the window." Look, we got the win. Let's legitimately celebrate this win today, because it was a great win. So let's hope both he and RJ can continue playing the way that they're playing, because they weren't relying on the 3-pointer. They was letting the game come to them. I agree with a lot of people in the chat are saying RJ could have went and had more if he was fed a little more, but it is what it is. We got the W. This is why I keep stressing we need a point guard, a true point guard, because the thing is, if we have a true point guard, it makes the whole team deadly, because Randle and RJ can play make, and Burks, but to have that as their primary position that's not their strong suit.
Yeah.
So I definitely think, and I'm very eager for Rose to get back, because the second unit does not look the same. Same for Quick. Like, I know I'm on the opposing side, where I just feel like he ain't it as a point guard. He's a combo guard. He's a combo. So he needs to share the floor with an actual point guard to reel him in and basically feed him and let him, like the way Rose do when they play.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because Quick is gonna check up the shot first before he looks to pass, dish, and play make. And then also it helps to unlock Ovi. Now, as far as McBride, again, like I keep stressing, Rose is so important, because I want Rose and McBride playing side by side, because that's ideally what you want. You want the rooks to play with these vets. That's what they're there for, so they can learn from them. So that way McBride is getting more minutes, and then he's eventually coming to his own, and he becomes his own player, and he learned from Derrick Rose. So that's what we hope for, because he's a rook. At the end of the day, he's not ready. He's not ready to lead the helm and go, and lead the team. Especially as a point guard, that's a difficult position. At least as a center, your job is like stay in the paint, don't be in the hole for 3 seconds to get us a call, rebound, block, go back up. That's your job.
Right.
The point guard, on the other hand, he got a lot of work to do. But other than that, trying to think, I know I gotta start writing stuff down.
Nah, man, listen. I try to have little notes before I even start the show. Like, even though I can't write paragraphs, I like sometimes I just write one word notes. Try to so I don't forget stuff.
Fact, like, you like, all right, you're like, what? You're like, all right, I'm attacking this point, attacking that point, attacking that point. So, oh man, the one who's getting flamed right now, Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
Man.
Cause, bruh. with him,
You already know hit that button. You already know.
Yes, man. Like, bruh, again. Bruh. If he could hit his shots, imagine how much of an effective team will be if Randle and RJ playing the way they're playing and Evan is hitting his shot. That means we're a third from the inside, both inside and the outside. But he's not. You can tell he's not feeling it. He basically got subbed out for Quick, which I didn't like that. I felt Grimes should have closed out the quarter instead of Quick. but we got the dub. That's just my opinion. But regardless of what, as you see though, Grimes or Quick, most of these Grimes closing out the fourth, and Fournier is just not. I know he ain't happy, and that's the thing too with him, with his mental, because I'm like, I don't know if right now I look at him like Austin Rivers, Enos Cantor, like so much. I love to be here, and then you gonna get the rap in New York if you ain't playing up to par.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and pretty much, and he's not. And the thing about it, he can't play through it, because at the end of the day, Randle at least was playing through it. He was still getting his minutes, whether we liked it or not. Fournier ain't getting no minutes.
Yeah.
That man is going to start, and that's it. But as far as the great win is how I felt they played off of each other's strengths. Like I said before, it's what they need to do, because we're not a running gun team with our primary guys. We are, slow the game down, like let them bully themselves inside, and they did it. Hopefully they just keep with this momentum, and even if, because at the end of the day, even if we aren't winning so much, but if they're playing effectively like this, then you give everyone else a chance around you to grow, and we can just have productive games and such. That's all I got. Thank you. Of course, is always taking my call. Everyone, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Oh, I didn't even say it's Dallas. Glad you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you.
Happy New Year, y'all. And again, I'm out.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy JT. Man, I'm telling you, man, I woke up this morning. I was like, man, is it gonna be a show today? I said it's gonna be a show. I woke up this morning. I was like, oh my gosh. By 1 o'clock, the brain opened up. I was like, oh, I could breathe. Everything was back. I was like, yes, I'm back. I was like, oh, I was happy. Oh man, glad to be here for sure, for real, man. Cause that sucked.
Back.
JL is back from health and safety protocol. All right, AKA
Yes,
I think I had the flu. I think I had the flu pretty much. But anyway. Evan Fournier, man. I almost wanted to give Evan Fournier props in the first half because he was missing shots, but he was playing defense. I was like, this is the best I've seen Evan play defense without hitting a shot before. And then it compounded itself, and he started missing shots and playing second defense. And I think the coach took notice, because I think that's the last time we saw Evan Fournier for the rest of the game. Oh, man. Yeah, but like you said, Grimes is out here. If I had to nitpick about the game, and I do love the camaraderie that RJ and Randle was showing with each other. I feel like they was playing a nice little two-man game. There was a few times where I wanted to see if Grimes had a couple of shots in him, because he hit a shot, hit a three earlier. Then after a while, they was going to the hole, but I felt like they missed him a few times, really open for three. I wanted to see if he had it tonight. Well, what did you think of the Grimes game versus Fournier game tonight?
Yeah, I agree with you, because when I saw Grimes, I think it was the first three Grimes took, and it went in. I was like, it looked like Grimes' jumper is back. So I was hoping that they would find him a bit more, on the 3-point line and have him take a few more threes, but that didn't really happen. But I think the main difference is, I agree with you. First half Fournier was not that bad, because even though he wasn't scoring, he did make some defensive plays. I think he had like 2 steals or something like that,
right?
In the first half. So Fournier wasn't bad, but I don't know what happened in the third quarter. It even got to a point where I was even questioning as to why he's still in the game with 4 minutes to go or so in the third quarter, because now Fournier just looked disengaged. Like, he wasn't in the game. There were at least maybe 2 or 3 incidents where I saw Pacers players just drive right by him to the basket.
Right.
Like, he wasn't engaged whatsoever. At least when Grimes was in the game, Grimes was engaged defensively, and he was making the effort to guard his guy and to make up for other guys' mistakes as well on the defensive end. So when you see that, it's like Grimes is, the guy that. Well, let me just keep it at like this. If Fournier continues to produce games like this, I feel like Sibbs is going to have to probably make a change. Maybe, I don't know if he'll make the change. But I think I saw I think it was Ariel Pacheco on I hope I'm pronouncing his name right on Twitter, and he made a good suggestion where maybe it might be time to switch Fournier to the second unit and try him with the second unit as opposed to having him start games and maybe put Grimes into the starting lineup with Randle and those guys and see how that goes, because right now Fournier is not really engaged with that first unit. Maybe it'll be better for him in the second unit where he'll be more of a primary scorer.
Man, we've been saying that on this show for what, weeks?
Yeah.
weeks, because I've always questioned if Fournier and RJ could even play together, because it seems like they both need the ball to be effective. And especially Fournier seems to be disengaged when he's not getting the ball, more so than anybody else. So I'm all in for that, man. I'm Fournier to the bench, Grimes to start, and Grimes is a guy who's going to, you know, like you said, he played the defense he played today was phenomenal. He was guarding 2 or 3 people sometimes out there in one play, and I was screaming, and I was like, yes. And he only had 3 points, but I was happy the way he played today with his little 3 points. For real, I'm all for Grimes starting the rest of the way. With the coach see it that way, he might soon. Yeah. He might soon. And like I said, if we proceed to go this direction with RJ doing a lot more of the playmaking, it might kind of just increase the need for a traditional 3-and-D guy in Grimes to kind of play his counterpart on the other side of the wing. Straight up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Fournier is the type of player where if he's not scoring for you, he's pretty much useless on the court because he's not going to give you much defensively. So Fournier's with the Knicks right now. You know, he's not on the trade block or nothing like that. We have him on the team right now, which means we have to try to utilize him the best we can. And if he's not engaged with that first unit, why not try with the second unit? Let's see how he is with the second unit. Let's see if he scores with the second unit rather than just keep him in the starting lineup and just have inconsistent games from Fournier.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, absolutely. Somebody said, Ellis, did you have COVID? No, I didn't have COVID. I mean, I didn't take a test, but I'm pretty sure it's just the flu. I'll probably take a test just to be sure, but I feel a lot better than I did 2 days ago. All right. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you're from. I think it's Jason from the Lower East Side.
Yeah, this is Jason. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, what's good?
I'm happy they got the win, man. That's what I didn't think they were gonna. Even at halftime, I thought they were gonna lose this game.
You thought so?
No.
Yeah, because like the Knicks were playing good and they were still tied at halftime.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is just like, just like typical Knicks loss where first half is kind of good. Next thing you know, they came back and then they just kind of fumbled it in the third quarter. But, it's good that Randle and RJ played well together, and RJ especially because I've been killing RJ most of this year. And it's not like I don't like RJ. I was just calling it as I saw it. He was bad earlier in the year, or most of the year. I hope he can be consistently this good because this is what we need. We need him and Randle to be the best players. Like, we don't – think about how many games do you come into a game and you're like, okay, we're going to need all these guys to play good because the other team has the best players.
Right.
Like, but if Randle and RJ can be this good, then, we can actually go toe-to-toe with some teams, not all teams.
Yeah, I agree, especially if like, strengths are kind of established right now. Like, now it just seems like RJ's a guy driving to the basket right now. And if we can establish that as a strength, that'll be gold for us moving forward.
Yeah, it makes everything easier, too, because then from a team building, it's like you know who the two guys are. It's easier to find complementary guys.
Exactly.
All right, but here's my real take of the night. The Knicks need to just trade Obi Toppin because Thibodeau is never going to give him the minutes he deserves.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. I've been saying this since last year. All right. I've been saying this from last year, man.
I mean, I thought that there was a chance. Like, look, and he's gotten so much better. I'm not saying that Toppin shouldn't get the minutes. I think he should get the minutes. I'm just saying I don't see it happening with the way Tibbs is coaching. Think about it. The last 2 games, if you look at all the Knicks players, you would argue Toppin has been one of the better players, right? In the last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, the last game Toppin had what he had 19 points with 6 assists,
Yeah,
six
and he got
assists, 6
9 minutes.
rebounds. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 45 minutes into back to 9 minutes today. And I've said this all year too. It was like if Toppin actually got 20, 25 minutes a game, his trade value would be a lot higher than what it is right now. And that's kind of irks me about trading him because I know he's better than what he's shown. But
Yeah, it pisses me off too. I agree with you. I think he's gonna go to another team and be a beast.
yeah,
I just
right now where like either we need to trade him either for Christian Wood or Miles Turner. You know, probably throwing a draft pick too, but like players that Tibbs will actually play with Randle.
yeah,
And stretch bigs. That's the other thing. I think I've come to the conclusion that Tibbs' offense is Tibbs' offense. It ain't gonna change. He's not gonna be running some sophisticated offense where there's like 5 different actions and guys are running in back screens. It's gonna be pretty simple. It's gonna be mostly read and react.
mm-hmm.
But one thing I think that could really help the offense is if we had a true stretch 5, because then Randle and RJ, these guys are not like amazing passers. But if
Right.
you open the lane, I'm sure it will be a lot easier for them to drive. Like we don't have like a great point guard to be throwing lobs to Mitch all day.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying we got to get rid of Mitch, but the way to really use Mitch, you need a great point guard. We don't have that.
Yeah,
Why don't we just get a stretch 5 who can at least open the floor up so that way when RJ and Randle drive, it's not as crowded.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything. You want to say something, Ryan?
No, I was just saying that, because Jason mentioned Christian Wood, and if you remember our free agent show, I don't know if it was this past summer or the previous summer, but we were really high on Christian Wood as well because
I remember.
Yeah.
You know, so they clearly there are fans of Christian Wood in the front office. And I mean, he's gonna get traded. There's no way he's on the Rockets after the deadline.
Oh no, yeah,
So,
whatever.
Yeah,
they're imploding.
That happened.
Yeah.
And he doesn't fit anymore. They have Şengün, who's been playing pretty good. You know, they have Garuba, who hasn't really played much. But the point is, they have other guys that are younger that they drafted that they don't need Christian Wood, especially because they're not going to win anything in the next few years anyway.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I actually like Christian Wood more than Miles Turner, just because. And maybe I haven't seen enough Christian Wood, but Miles Turner, I'm not sure how much of a good shooter he is.
He's been.
You know, that's my only worry with him. Where like he's streaky, like so. Therefore, like, is he gonna be really a guy who people are like, oh, you have to defend him at the 3-point line?
Well, like he's having a career year from 3-point line. I haven't checked in a while, but I think is he shooting like close to 40% from 3, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm about to check right now.
I think he's shooting close to 40% from 3, and he's I feel like between Miles Turner and Christian Wood, I feel like Miles Turner would be more of a tips guy because he's a guy who's really gonna protect the paint a lot more than Christian Wood.
Miles Turner. Yeah, Miles Turner shooting.
Except for tonight.
Well, except for the night when RJ abused that man.
Yeah, Miles Turner is shooting 37% from 3, 52% from the field. So his field goal percentages are pretty good, Miles Turner.
Right.
Yeah, but that's dropped. I think it was at like 40% earlier in the year from 3. I mean, he's not a bad 3-point shooter, but I've seen too many games where like today, did he even hit a 3 today? Like where he bricks a ton of 3s.
Yeah, like what was his shooting like? I feel like I saw Randle chase him off the 3-point line today.
Yeah, but
that first game he killed us from 3-1 game. He like murdered us.
I think we should get a stretch 5 that Tibbs feels comfortable playing with Randle.
Right.
Because he don't feel comfortable playing Obi with Randle. That's all I got, fellas.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right. Salute.
Thank you for your call.
Miles Turner 5 points over 2 from the field. 2 of 4 from the field, 0-2 from 3. I don't know. I don't want to gauge players off of one game. I mean, he had one game where he torched us. I think he had like a 40-point game this season. So I feel like the thing with Miles Turner is he might be a lot more talented than what he's showing right now. But also the other thing about Miles Turner is I feel like he wants to be the man.
Yeah.
That's what I've been reading. So even if he is here, I feel like he'll feel some type of way. if he's not like the primary cog in offense. He might try. I can see him trying to pull like a Jeremy Grant type of move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna take less money to go somewhere else where I can be the man and prove what I can do it, type of stuff. Go ahead. What you gonna say, Ryan?
No, I was just gonna speak on Christian Wood. His Christian Wood stats this season: 16.8 points per game, 10.3 rebounds a game. He's shooting 46% from the field, 34% from three. So his percentages are not as good as Miles Turner, but he's still a double-double machine this season. So
right, and I kind of feel like Christian Wood is way more of a power forward in my eyes.
Yeah, he's definitely a 4. He's not really a 5.
Right,
he's a stretch 4.
Exactly. So, I mean, and the other thing about Miles Turner is the cost, because OB's value isn't that high, and like I feel like I'm gonna ask for the world. It can be Miles Turner. It's gonna be OB plus quick plus a pick. I'm just like, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, not for Miles Turner.
Not for Miles Turner. I don't want to do all that. Even though having him next on our team, having a stretch 5 would be ideal. If they want to have like 2 young guys in the pick, I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's a little bit too much for me. Yeah, like, nah. Yeah. But I agree, though. I agree with the concept of we need a stretch 5 for sure. That's why I still keep saying, y'all laughed at me when I said trade Knox from Obama. Y'all laughed at me.
The only thing is if we bring in Obama, like one of our bigs gotta go, because that'd be too much bigs on our roster, and not everybody's gonna get playing time. So one of those bigs have to go if we were to bring in Obama through a Kevin Knox trade.
Our bigs don't even be healthy like that. Taj plays sporadic minutes. He would get Taj minutes. That's fine. You get some Taj minutes to be a stretch big, or you can play next to Randle. Man, I'm still with that. I'm still on that train. Next caller up, we got JR. Man, what's going on, JR? Let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
What's going on, y'all boys? Jay Ellis, Ryan G. How y'all boys doing tonight?
All right, we doing good, man. We trying to make that win.
Finally, right? We got that feel-good win. It's been a minute since we got a dub like this. It's been a minute.
A long minute.
And RJ has been, right? Like, it felt like, what was the last time we saw Julius and RJ ball like this in the same game? It's been forever, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's been forever.
I agree.
But, yo, man, I agree with you too, man. I'm on that Mo Bamba train, man. For Mo Bamba, I will give something, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential there. He will definitely fit with the team, you know what I'm saying? Defensively and offensively. A lot of untapped potential there. So I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was going to call about was, I heard the caller before. Did he mention that we should be trading Obi and looking at Christian Wood for Obi? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
I don't think he meant for Christian Wood specific. I think he was just throwing out names, but he was basically saying that the Knicks need to stretch 5, and since Obi's not going to get minutes here, we might as well just trade him and see if we can get a stretch 5 in return. I think that's what his main point was.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep it 100, man. Last time I called, I was talking about, get rid of Randle. And like, so Randle today, he showed up. I loved what I saw, man. I'm like, the season is still young. I'm not giving up on this year, man. I would love for Randle to do what he just did today, most of the remaining games, and for RJ to show off, for us to make the playoffs. Like, we've had way too many down years where, like, we start, you know what I'm saying, where, like, the season ends in December and January. Like, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. With that being said, though, if Julius does this the rest of the year, I'm still getting on the call with OKC in the offseason. All he does for me is restore his value. If he can do this all year long, straight up, now I'm definitely getting those 2 first-round picks. I'm definitely getting that second-round pick. Man, they might even throw in Pokachevsky. I'll take Pokachevsky.
The Pokemon?
Yeah.
They should Randle for Pokemon in 2 first.
Yo, don't sleep on Pokachevsky, man. He's strong and stuff. But if you get something on the ball, man,
he got some game.
So I'm not letting this, you know what I'm saying, like today, like I want it. I love the Knicks, and Julius Randle's a Knick, you know what I'm saying? And like, I didn't turn on Julius Randle in 2019, but after that Pistons game, like, I feel like we've seen Randle. We've seen his extreme lows. We've seen his extreme highs and everything in between. And like, when someone shows you who they are, you gotta believe them. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen this man get shut down by Pritchard. We've seen people, you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen this all year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still with that, man. You know what I'm saying? JT, last time he spoke the gospel because he said what it was. You can't trade Randle because of optics and stuff like that, obviously. you know what I'm saying? Like he kind of talked me like off the ledge last time, but but still, we got to trade Randle, and man, let's hope RJ can keep this up.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, let's go Knicks, man, and you boys have a good night, man.
All right, man. Salute.
All right, man.
Salute to my man JT. He says, "Good." He's like, "This. I don't believe you. We need more people." That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to trade Julius Randle for 2 first-round picks and Pokachevsky, aka I call him Pokemon. Picks for Timmy gives the 555 cosign. Oh man.
It's one of those dilemmas though, man, because it's like, okay, say for example Julius Randle gets back to last year Julius Randle, he plays so well from this point on. It's like, okay, on one side of the argument you have okay, he's playing great for us again. Maybe we should really keep him and see if we could try to build more pieces around him and RJ Barrett, etc. But then on the other side, it's like, well, now his trade value is really high. Maybe we can really flip Randle and get like pieces that will really help the team as well. So it's one of those things where it's like, what to do.
Well, I think we have to acknowledge that giving a small glimpse of what this team looks like without Randle is not going to be all like roses and daisies once he's gone.
Yeah.
I think, can we all at least admit that? Can we all at least admit that? I mean, bare minimum, right? Hypothetically speaking, if Randle is gone, we have a huge rebounding problem. Like, huge rebounding problem. And that would have to be like the next thing of need moving forward. So it's like you have to trade him, and then we would have to get like a shot blocking center who can average double rebounds. Like, I think probably the first one that if we were to move Randle, that's the first thing I think I would look for outside of picks.
Yeah, and me personally, I'm not really comfortable moving Randle unless I know I'm getting somebody in return that's going to make an impact on the Knicks. Like, I'm not just going to trade Randle for like picks and, you know, young and like a young player. Yeah, exactly. Like, it got to be like a player has to be coming back to the Knicks that I know is going to make an impact. You know, like for example, Fritz in the chat, you know, saying like, for example, if Julius Randle's being sent to the Kings for De'Aaron Fox or being sent to Philly for Ben Simmons, I'd be like, hell yeah, I would make that trade. Those are guys that can actually help the Knicks, but I don't know. I'm not really on board with, you know, just trading Julius Randle for just any damn thing. Like, it gotta be for something good.
Right. He says we already have Sims. Is Sims ready? If Sims ready, I know. I don't know if Sims is ready right now, man. Like, he shows good flashes. Absolutely. But I'm not sure if he's ready to get like 25, 30 minutes a game. I'm not sure if that's where we at with him right now. I'm not even going to lie, man. Like, Sims looks really good for stretches. And there are stretches where his defense is like, he's out of position pretty bad. Not to say he's not potential there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's potential. But I think at the moment, you know, we still need, you know, competent bigs to pair with Mitch. You know, when Mitch comes out the game, you know, you got Taj, you got Noel, you know, guys that'll, you know, be, you know, well positioned on defense. You know, Noel can at least still affect the paint with his shot blocking ability. Yeah, Sims, I'm not sure yet.
Right. Yo, and the other thing with De'Aaron Fox, I keep saying this, I feel like if Knicks ever traded for De'Aaron Fox, I feel like Tibbs would be pissed. I feel like Tibbs would throw a hissy fit. Man, he's like another small guard where I can't switch on and play my defensive schemes. Like, I feel like he's gonna be mad. I don't know.
I mean, Tibbs can live though.
He said, I don't care.
Exactly, Tibbs can live because
I don't care.
Because I mean, what he provides on offense, like, I think he would transform the Knicks offense if he was to come to the Knicks. But all these are pipe dreams right now. Just us just throwing ideas out there, be like, hey, if
I
Knicks
feel
can
you.
get this guy, how would it look like?
I feel you. Personally, I like De'Aaron Fox personally. But that's just me
Yeah.
personally. All right. Do we have any more callers up, or should we wrap up the show? Unless you have another topic, I think I covered really everything I really wanted to talk about. Mitchell Robinson's came back for day, had a decent showing. 8 points. 8 points, 8 rebounds on the night. I saw somebody say he was really trying to prove a point and grab all these rebounds in front of Miles Turner.
Yep.
It's like, no rebounds. This is my game. All right, and Taj Gibson. Is it me or Taj Gibson complained way more than usual this game?
Well, Taj was having kind of a rough game though. It wasn't your typical, Taj game.
Right.
I felt on the defensive end. I feel like that's why Thibs won with Mitch. In the fourth quarter, because Mitch was having a much better defensive game, and I guess you could say this is one of Taj's, rough games for the Knicks.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So you know what? That is our show. We wrapped up this show by saying, going forward, man, I hope we see this type of aggressive RJ kind of being the cog of our offense moving forward. I would love to see that. I would love to see the two-man game between RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. Some glimpses we saw last season. I would like to see that more as well. Hopefully, find some type of new synergy, because let's keep it real, with Kemba being out and having his sore knees, we can't really rely on him all seasons to be the Kemba we saw for that week. So we're gonna have to find other ways to be effective on the offensive end, and this might be time for RJ to shine and actually take the reins. All right. When is the next game? Next game up Thursday against the Celtics. This is a big game. I think we're pretty close in the standings too. This is a big week, actually. This is a big week because we play the Celtics twice. Played them on Thursday and Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah. Play them Thursday and Saturday, so we could really make up some headway and really beat, and really start to cause some separation with these Celtics. What's the standings right now? Hold on.
I think the Celtics are 2 games over 500, if I remember correctly. I think I saw 19 and 17, but I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look it up.
Celtics are 18 and 19 right now.
Oh, okay. That was another team I saw then, 18 and 19.
Yeah. Celtics are, let's see. I'm gonna go look for that right now so you guys can see it. Ooh, all of a sudden my throat is sounding froggy.
Oh man, might have to go back to health and safety protocols for another day or two, man.
I was like, where did that grumble come? Why I sound like wheezy all of a sudden? All righty then.
Yeah, Celtics only a half game above us. They're in the number 10 spot right now.
Right. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Celtics at the 10th spot. They're right above us, so we beat them. That will put us above them at 19 and 20. We leapfrog, yeah. So we need these 2 wins for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And we got the Raptors sitting at 17 and 17. So 2 wins will put us at 500. And then we have the Spurs next, who should definitely beat as well, because the Spurs are also struggling.
Yeah.
This is a big opportunity for these Knicks to play all these games at home. They're gonna have all this extra time to shoot in their own gym and not travel. This is time to make a push. It's now, I feel like January, leading into the trade deadline is really going to decide our fate. Straight up.
Most definitely.
All right. Yeah. That is our show. Next show will be Thursday versus the Celtics. We'll be talking about Knicks Celtics. So, Ryan, let her know. Let me know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at Ryan G KOT.
All right. You also know you can find us. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter. The Nick of Time Show on Instagram, especially on Instagram. You can definitely follow us. We're getting kind of close to 10K. We've been hovering around that 30 mark for a while. I got sick, so I wasn't able to update the Instagram like I usually was. But I'm back now, so it'll be back to being updated. But we're very close to 10K, and after we get to 10K, we'll be doing a giveaway, a KOT Snapback giveaway after we hit 10K. So definitely follow us on Instagram. All right. And also, you can follow us. You can go to our blog at thenickoftimeshow.com as well. All right. So that is our show, guys. One last shout out to people in the chat: Jason M, J.R. Acosta, Sang Freud, Pigs for Timmy, Don Hines. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. I'm out of here. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, right? That is our show. We out of here.
Peace.